In a shocking twist, it appears the person behind Foolio's death may have revealed everything in court. On June 23, 2024, rising star rapper Foolio was ambushed and killed in Tampa, Florida. While law enforcement scrambled for answers, the truth might have been hiding in plain sight all along. Just hours after Foolio's tragic murder, Youngin Ace dropped a music video with chillingly accurate details of the crime. And now it seems like those cryptic lyrics might be more than just art. Could Ace have hinted at his involvement in the song and then taken it a step further in the courtroom? Keep watching as we unravel the jaw-dropping details that have turned the rap world upside down. Foolio's killer's revelation.
Rapper Charles Jones, known as Foolio, shot and killed in Tampa.
On June 23, 2024, the rising star rapper Foolio was ambushed, shot, and killed in the parking lot of a Holiday Inn in Tampa, Florida. While law enforcement is still searching for the killer, it appears they might not have to look far. The killer may have just revealed himself. Just hours after Foolio's tragic murder, Youngin Ace dropped the music video for his latest track, Do It. The timing alone was enough to raise eyebrows, but it was the content of the song and its video that truly set the internet on fire. In Do It, Youngin Ace spits chilling bars about catching and finishing off his enemies, with lines that seem to mirror the events that took place at the Holiday Inn. Even though Foolio's name isn't directly mentioned, the references are hard to miss. In the track, Ace raps lines like, "Catch his ass and do his ass, you know he finished, and flip his ass and smoke his ass, we stand on business." These verses, paired with a video showing masked men taking out a man in a hotel parking lot, seem too close to the real-life murder to be a coincidence. Many are speculating that Ace is either confessing or boasting about the killing. The chorus of the song is particularly haunting, with Ace seemingly calling for a hit on Foolio, instructing others to do it no matter the time or place. In a boastful tone, Ace raps, "I don't even call him by his name, I call them niggas Lil Do It. Let's do it. Bitches call the phone, say they got the low, I told them do it. I ain't sparing shit, it's on site if we into it, come here. He with his baby do it, he with his bitch do it, with his mama do it, this money make a nigga do it, haha." The fact that the track dropped just hours after Foolio was killed only adds to the suspicion. How could Ace have released such a detailed and accurate song so quickly unless he knew something beforehand? The first verse digs an even deeper hole for Ace, hinting that someone was about to get taken out. He starts with, "7 days a week, we run this bitch, we spin it. Any day this week, I bet a nigga come up missing, nigga better stay on point. What? He better not be out here slipping, let's call his bitch. These bitches up in here, yeah, that's true. Nigga be trying and shit, nigga be dying and shit. These ominous threats and warnings have been interpreted by many as a direct lead up to Foolio's murder. The controversy around the diss track comes at a sensitive time when the rap community is advocating for the freedom of artistic expression and pushing back against the use of rap lyrics as courtroom evidence. While Youngin Ace might claim that the song is just art, supporters of using lyrics as evidence point to the similarities between Ace's words and Foolio's death as a compelling argument. The backlash has been chaotic. Fans and critics alike have taken to social media, accusing Youngin Ace of being insensitive and disrespectful. Some have even called for a boycott of his music. One user tweeted, "Bro didn't even wait for the body to get cold yet." Another added, "Bro is a demon FRFR." Many believe Ace is incriminating himself with such a release. "Congratulations, you just snitched on yourself," another fan commented. Fellow artists have also weighed in on the controversy. Notably, Charleston White, a controversial figure in the hip-hop community, stated, "Nobody should be sad about Foolio's death. He worked hard to die." This comment has only added fuel to the fire, highlighting the polarizing nature of the feud. Regardless of where the blame lies, one thing is clear. The implications of Youngin Ace's Do It are significant and far-reaching. For those who aren't deeply entrenched in the hip-hop scene, you might be wondering who Youngin Ace is and why all these theories are swirling around him. Let me fill you in. Youngin Ace is a drill rapper hailing from Jacksonville. Born in East Chicago, Indiana, Ace moved to Florida at a young age with his family, seeking better opportunities. Unfortunately, the struggle continued. Growing up with 10 brothers, his mother faced immense challenges trying to support them. The family was constantly moving, sometimes living with relatives or staying in hotels due to frequent evictions. This instability left a lasting impact on Ace. Ace's father was also incarcerated for most of his childhood, and they didn't meet until Ace was around 17. This absence left a void, with one of his uncles stepping in as a father figure. However, tragedy struck again when Ace was around 14. His uncle passed away. This loss pushed Ace to find solace and purpose in music. In interviews, Ace has shared that his family struggled so much that he never really had fun as a kid. Music and the streets were his only outlets. Inspired by artists like Lil Boosie, Kevin Gates, and Michael Jackson, Ace found a way to cope with his harsh realities through music. Despite the challenges, his passion grew stronger, and he started rapping, honing his skills to make a name for himself. In 2017, Ace began to gain attention with the release of Go to War, alongside the Youngin Gang, a music group formed by some of his older brothers. The track garnered significant buzz, getting 100,000 views on YouTube within the first week. Later that year, he released his first solo single, No Witness, further establishing himself as one of Jacksonville's hottest up-and-coming artists. While Florida has produced many superstars in recent years, most came from Miami and Broward County. Ace stood out, representing Jacksonville with his unique style and raw talent, quickly gaining a loyal following. As his music career took off, so did his involvement in street life. Ace formed the ATK Gang, short for Ace's Top Killers, which became a significant part of his identity. Known for its violent reputation, ATK was both a musical collective and a formidable force in Jacksonville's streets. Ace's affiliation with ATK led to violent altercations and legal troubles. In 2017, he was arrested and charged with accessory to a crime after the fact, serving as a getaway driver during an attempted robbery orchestrated by his friend DeAndre Thomas, aka Trey Shorty. The robbery involved a home invasion where shots were fired, narrowly missing a 12-month-old child. Ace's role in the incident led to nearly a year in jail and 31 months of probation, but his gang involvement nearly cost him his life. On June 5th, 2018, Ace and his brothers were ambushed while celebrating a friend's birthday. They had gathered to celebrate the birthday of one of their friends, enjoying a meal at a local restaurant near the St. John's Town Center in Jacksonville, Florida. But as they left the restaurant and headed home, their night took a dark and tragic turn. As they drove through the streets of Jacksonville, a car pulled up beside them. Without any warning, gunfire erupted, shattering the windows of their vehicle and piercing the bodies inside. Youngin Ace, his younger brother Trayvon Bullard, and their friends Royale Devon Smith Jr. and Jacoby Groover were all struck by the hail of bullets. The attack was swift and brutal. Trayvon Bullard, Royale Devon Smith Jr., and Jacoby Groover were fatally wounded, their lives cut short in an instant. Youngin Ace, despite being hit multiple times, managed to survive the ambush. He was rushed to the hospital, where doctors worked tirelessly to save his life. The severity of his injuries was staggering. He had been shot 8 times, and several bullets remained lodged in his body. As Youngin Ace lay in the hospital recovering from his injuries, the legal and public response to the shooting began to unfold. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office launched an investigation into the incident, seeking to identify and apprehend those responsible for the heinous act. In the midst of the investigation, Youngin Ace faced another challenge. Despite his critical condition, he was arrested for violating his probation. Ace had been on probation for a previous incident involving a shooting in 2016, where he was the getaway driver. This violent attack was part of a larger gang war in Jacksonville between Ace's ATK and Foolio's KTA. The KTA and ATK gang war. While Youngin Ace led ATK on the west and east sides of Jacksonville, Foolio was a prominent member of the KTA gang, which dominated the south and north sides of the city where he grew up. Just like Youngin Ace, Foolio's childhood was far from smooth. Foolio grew up in Jacksonville's rough neighborhoods, where violence and crime were a part of everyday life. From a young age, he was exposed to the harsh realities of street life. By the time he was 12 to 13 years old, Foolio had already gotten his first gun.
Bro, a nigga got his first gun in 7th grade, 6th, going to 7th, the deuce 5, so after that, it was a wrap.
Many people speculate this could be his early initiation into the world of crime, set the stage for his future as a gang member. Foolio's gang, KTA, traces its origins back to another gang called PCEE, Problem Child Entertainment. PCE was notorious in Jacksonville for its involvement in various criminal activities, including drug trafficking, robbery, and violent crimes. Law enforcement eventually cracked down on PCE, leading to its top members being charged with murder and firearm offenses, which ultimately led to the gang's downfall. The social and economic conditions in Jacksonville played a significant role in the gang's emergence. With limited access to education and employment, many young people were drawn to the allure of gang life. The promise of money, power, and respect was hard to resist. For Foolio and his crew, joining a gang was not just a choice, but a necessity for survival. KTA quickly gained a reputation for their violent tactics and fearless attitude. Foolio's rise to prominence in the Jacksonville rap scene further solidified his status as a gang member. His music, filled with raw and unfiltered accounts of his life in the streets, resonated with many who shared similar experiences. His lyrics were filled with references to street violence, loyalty, and betrayal. Songs like Dead Ops and Beatbox Freestyle showcased his raw talent and unfiltered perspective on life in the streets. Foolio's music also had a profound impact on the gang's reputation. His tracks were not just entertainment, they were a form of psychological warfare. By openly mocking and taunting his rivals, Foolio intensified rivalries between KTA and other gangs, particularly ATK, led by Youngin Ace. The rivalry between these two crews became one of the most notorious in recent history, with each side using music as a weapon. The roots of the conflict between ATK and KTA can be linked to the emergence of drill rap, a raw and gritty subgenre of hip-hop that started in Chicago during the 2010s. Known for its unfiltered portrayal of street life, gang violence, and drug culture, drill rap resonated deeply with many urban communities and quickly spread to other cities, including Jacksonville. The initial spark that started the actual violence in the conflict can be traced back to an incident at a Kodak Black concert. What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into a chaotic scene. A simple refusal of a handshake escalated into a heated argument, leading to a fist fight. This altercation didn't end at the venue. It spilled out into the streets, triggering a series of retaliatory acts. As tensions mounted, the rival gangs began to mark their territories and assert their dominance. KTA, standing for Kill Them All, and ATK, which means Ace's Top Killers, started to turn Jacksonville's neighborhoods into battlegrounds. The north and south sides clashed with the east and west, and various crews and factions became embroiled in the conflict, setting the stage for an all-out war. One of the earliest and most significant incidents occurred in 2017, when Foolio's cousin, Zion Brown, was murdered inside his home at 1 in the morning. The violent feud between KTA and ATK took a dark turn in 2017, with the tragic death of Foolio's cousin, Zion Brown. Zion Brown was a crucial member of KTA, known for his involvement in the gang's activities. On May 27, 2017, in the early hours, Zion was at home asleep with his 16-year-old sister and 4 other children. The quiet night was shattered by the sound of glass breaking in the kitchen. They rushed to the living room to find their sliding door had been smashed with a rock. Without warning, gunshots erupted, sending everyone scrambling for safety. Zion's sister, SB, recognized the assailant as DeAndre Thomas, also known as Trey Shorty, from his social media and YouTube presence. Thomas stormed into the living room, firing multiple rounds before fleeing. Zion, SB, and another child were struck by the bullets. Zion succumbed to his injuries from multiple gunshot wounds, while SB was shot in the leg and foot, and the other child sustained injuries all over her body. By the time the police and paramedics arrived, Zion had already passed away, leaving his family and community devastated. SB identified Trey Shorty as the shooter and provided the police with his Facebook profile. This information was crucial in issuing an arrest warrant for DeAndre Thomas, who was apprehended the following day. It is believed that KTA discovered DeAndre Thomas's association with Youngin Ace through the robbery that had put Youngin Ace on probation. This revelation significantly intensified the animosity between the two camps. This escalation led to the drive-by shooting that occurred while Youngin Ace was celebrating a birthday with his brother and 2 friends, resulting in their tragic deaths. The deadly rivalry escalated further when Foolio and members of the ATK gang visited a cemetery to film a music video for their fellow gang member, Jake Jitt. While there, the group posed for photos and mocked the burial site of one of Youngin Ace's friends who had died in the drive-by shooting. The photos taken at the grave showed Foolio and his crew holding their shoes up to the grave marker, flipping off the camera, and forming their hands into the shape of guns or gang signs. These images were posted on social media, provoking outrage and vows of revenge from ATK. Around 9:40 p.m. on May 17th, the feud claimed another life. An affiliate of Foolio and the KTA gang, who rapped under the name BG Yebezi, was in the 3600 block of Effie Street in Jacksonville's Moncrief Park area. Gunfire erupted, and when police arrived, they found 2 boys and 1 adult male suffering life-threatening injuries. BG Yebezi was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. 4 days later, Mackenzie's family attempted to hold a memorial for him on the same block where he was shot. As people gathered to release balloons, gunmen returned and opened fire on the memorial. A woman was treated and released at the hospital after being shot in the arm. No arrests were made in either shooting, but the message was clear. The cycle of violence was far from over. The deadly feud continued to escalate with the shocking killing of Jake Jitt. On August 16th at around 3:30 p.m., a truck driver's vehicle broke down near the Trout River Bridge on northbound Interstate 95 at Zoo Parkway. The driver felt the impact of a rear-end collision from a green Dodge Challenger. The driver of the Dodge was 18-year-old Jake Jitt, a known affiliate of Foolio. Tragically, Jitt was pronounced dead at the scene. According to police, Pickens' vehicle crashed after being chased and shot at by another vehicle. It remains unclear whether he died from the gunshots or the crash. No arrests were made. As is often the case in the violent world of drill rap, Youngie Ace and his crew mocked Jitt's death in songs and on social media. Jacksonville rapper Wappa Witta Choppa and associates of Youngie released a song referencing Jitt with the verse, "Who the fuck is Jake Jitt? We don't know. Just another name gonna be added to the score," following the killing of BGY Beezy, an ATK member named Antonio Tilly Jr., who rapped under the name Tilly, released a snippet of a song on social media mocking the Bully Gang member. A portion of the song stated, "Bitch, I shoot like Scottie Pippen. 3 hit, 1 misses. Swear to God, we don't leave no witness. Bully down, go make a post, treat Ibezi like Lotto. He put his stupid ass on the float." At around 11:40 9:45 p.m. on October 6th, Jacksonville police were called to the 7400 block of Kylan Drive in response to gunfire. Responding officers found 2 dead men inside a vehicle. One was identified as Tilly, 19, and the other was an innocent Uber driver who was caught in the crossfire. A few weeks later, 22-year-old Juquan Mills was charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 23-year-old Diamond Michaela Harris was charged with accessory after the fact. A family member of Tilly revealed that he had been texting with a woman and arranging to meet up with her. It was a setup. Mills told detectives that Tilly had $20,000 on his head, meaning whoever killed him would receive $20,000. Mills claimed he received $10,000 for the murder because he had to split it with the second shooter. Hours after Tilly's death, Foolio was targeted. The incident occurred near the 3100 block of 18th Street in Jacksonville, a residential neighborhood less than a mile from Paxson School for Advanced Studies. The car he was driving, a black Dodge Challenger, was riddled with bullet holes. According to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, it appeared that the suspects had been waiting for the victim and ambushed him. Despite being severely injured, Foolio managed to drive himself to UF Health Jacksonville, where he was treated for a severe injury to his foot. The aftermath of the escalating violence saw yet another tragic loss. Following the death of Tilly, Rico Osama, an affiliate of Foolio, was particularly vocal in mocking him. On December 12th, around 4 p.m., Jacksonville police responded to reports of multiple people shot in the 6300 block of San Juan Avenue. One victim managed to escape the scene and reach a nearby business, while another was taken to the hospital, treated, and released. The third victim, Julian House, was found shot to death in a parking lot. Family members revealed that he had been recording at a nearby studio before being ambushed. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office reported that the shooters were wearing black masks covering their faces and fled on foot. All this retaliatory violence between the gangs is believed to have ultimately led to Foolio's death. How Foolio was killed. Foolio's death was a tragic point in this ongoing war, showing the dangerous life he led and the enemies he made. The events leading up to his untimely death began in the same month he died. Foolio had started preparations for his 26th birthday. On June 14th, he took to Instagram to announce his highly anticipated birthday celebration. His post read, "Tampa, Florida, my Airbnb pool party. June 21st, DM me for address, and my official birthday party June 22nd at Club Teasers. Club address, 9700 North Nebraska Avenue, Tampa, Florida. Pull up." This announcement was met with a mix of excitement and dread from his fans. Almost immediately, the comment section of Foolio's post was flooded with warnings and pleas from fans who feared for his safety. One fan wrote, "Why are you doing this birthday bash? PLS cancel." While another commented, "Man, ain't nobody trying to party with you and risk their lives." These comments were not just expressions of concern, but were rooted in Foolio's history of violent encounters. His fans had seen him survive multiple shootings and knew the dangers that surrounded him. In the days leading up to the party, Foolio continued to interact with his fans on social media, sharing snippets of his preparations and hyping up the event. His excitement was visible, but so was the underlying tension. Fans continued to voice their concerns, with some even suggesting alternative ways to celebrate that would be safer. Despite the risks, Foolio was determined to go ahead with his birthday celebrations. On the day of the party, he rented an Airbnb to host the event. Known for his vibrant personality and love for his fans, Foolio wanted his birthday to be unforgettable. He posted on Instagram, where he had a large following, sharing a video inviting friends, fans, and fellow artists to join him for a pool party in Tampa.
Hey, the pool party start today at 5, 6 o'clock. If you already got the address, pull up, man. You got the address, pull up. If you need the address, DM me right now. The pool party start at 5, 6 o'clock.
As the sun set, the birthday celebration kicked off with energy and excitement. The atmosphere was festive, filled with laughter, music, and the promise of an unforgettable night. Foolio was in high spirits, mingling with guests and soaking in the joy of the occasion. He even shared his happiness on Instagram, posting updates and expressing how much he was enjoying the festivities.
Appreciate everybody popping out for my birthday, you know what I'm saying?
Birthday. Happy birthday.
Everybody got their socks, put their socks in the air, man. Okay, David. Everybody take this shit on 3, man. 1, 2, 3.
As more people arrived, the party's noise and activity drew increased attention. The rising volume caught the curiosity of neighbors and worried the Airbnb host. By late evening, it was evident that the event had surpassed its intended capacity. Concerned about the number of guests and the lively atmosphere, the Airbnb host stepped in, pointing out that the party had exceeded the venue's occupancy limits. Upset by the sudden end to his party, Foolio turned to Instagram to express his frustration. "Police shut us down and kicked us out of the Airbnb. That's crazy," he posted, sharing his disappointment. appointment with his followers. Despite the setback, Foolio was determined to continue the celebration. He quickly arranged to move the party to a nearby Holiday Inn. In the early morning hours, around 4:40 a.m., Tampa police were alerted to a shooting incident at a hotel. The scene that greeted them was one of panic and devastation. 2 cars in the hotel's parking lot were riddled with bullet holes, and 4 people had been shot. Tragically, Foolio was pronounced dead at the scene. The other 3 victims were rushed to local hospitals, where they were treated for gunshot wounds. Their conditions were later reported as stable. The police immediately launched an investigation to determine the circumstances leading up to the shooting and to identify those responsible. The news of Foolio's death spread rapidly. His lawyer, Louis Fusco, confirmed the tragic event with a heartfelt statement. "I am deeply saddened by the loss of Foolio," Fusco shared. "While most people knew him as the controversial rapper and entertainer, I was fortunate enough to know Charles Jones, the man behind the public persona. He was a young man who grew up in challenging circumstances, yet he was determined to defy the odds and succeed in everything he did. His journey was marked by resilience and an unwavering desire to strive for greatness." His girlfriend, devastated by the tragedy, took to social media to express her grief and anger. She posted, "He was shot and killed last night while celebrating his 26th birthday. Y'all took my boyfriend from me. I hate y'all, and I won't be the only one crying." Her words were a raw and powerful testament to her pain, but they also hinted that the conflict was far from over. In the coming days, there might be retaliation, and Youngin Ace and his crew could be the ones to face the consequences due to the revelations in his diss track. That's it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.